What's up guys? So today I've got my hands on the recently launched OnePlus Watch 3. Now this new version brings many new exciting features in a similar professional classic design. Things that were missing in the Watch 2 are now available in the Watch 3, and I can't wait to share with you my thoughts on the OnePlus Watch 3 after 7 days of usage. So price wise, the OnePlus Watch 3 can be picked up right now for $319. The pre-order offer was actually quite good, and I ended up paying £239 for mine, and I also received a pair of earbuds completely free. So the price is similar to the leading competitor, the Galaxy Watch 7 44mm version, which is also priced $319. Now the design is absolutely beautiful. It's a very smart, attractive looking watch. There is also a masculine look to this watch as it's quite large and beefy, and it's available in one size only. The build quality again is also top notch. The watch case is made from stainless steel with a smooth finish, and you have sapphire crystal glass on top and reinforced further with a black titanium bezel, and the bottom case is made from a combination of plastic and fiberglass, and the color I opted for is obsidian black. I've seen the silver one, this one definitely looks better. This watch also features military standard 810H durability along with IP68 and 5 ATM water and dust resistance. And this can be used for tracking your swimming sessions, including distance, calories, laps, etc. Now on the right we have two buttons, a crown button which can be used for scrolling, and that's a new feature as the Watch 2 did not have this. And the second button is a flat style button which can be customized from within settings to open any app you like, but by default it will open up workouts. And every time you scroll that crown button you will feel haptics, and the haptics do feel really nice. And if we look just underneath the crown button, you can see there is a microphone hole. And on the other side, you'll see a speaker grill and what looks like a secondary microphone hole. So yes, this watch has a microphone and speaker built in so that you can take your Bluetooth calls directly on the watch. And that includes WhatsApp calls as well. Now, the wrist straps are made from a TPU silicone material. You can see you've got this lined finish on the outside with a metal buckle. And on the inside you have a plain finish. This is a 22mm band, and you do have quick release, so you can easily remove and replace this with any 22mm band. Now at the bottom we have our PPG monitoring health sensors to keep track of your heart rate, blood oxygen saturation and stress levels. There is also a temperature sensor as well, and just under the health sensors you can see 4 pogo pins for your charger, and I'll quickly show you the charger in action. So it's a square magnetic charging plate. You just line it up to the pogo pins, stick that into a 5-watt USB source, and you can see it does support VOOC fast charging. So it takes just over 60 minutes to fully charge that 631 mAh battery, or a 10-minute quick charge will give you a 24-hour battery. So yeah, 631 mAh is basically the biggest battery we've ever seen in a WearOS smartwatch to date. And this is how the watch looks on my wrist. And I have a wrist circumference of 7 inches. So yes, the watch is pretty big and it does have some weight to it, but somehow this watch still manages to feel very comfortable on my wrist. So last 7 days, I've enjoyed wearing this watch with no discomfort after prolonged use. Yeah, it definitely looks the part. Very smart looking watch, very sophisticated smart design. Now let's talk about the display. We have a 1.5 inch AMOLED LTPO display. So the screen is slightly bigger than Watch 2's 1.43 inch display. Screen resolution is 466 by 466 and supports up to 2200 nits of peak brightness. And this watch has a very good always on display which follows the design of the watch face when it activates the AOD. Now the screen is no doubt beautiful to look at with sapphire crystal glass protection, and even with a slightly bigger screen, the Watch 3 is smaller in overall case dimensions. And to give you an idea of the size, I will bring in the Samsung Galaxy Watch 7 for a quick side by side. So the GW7 is 44.4mm versus 46.6mm, 9.8mm thick versus 11.75mm, and 57.6 grams versus 81 grams. So the OnePlus Watch is bigger, thicker and heavier than the GW7, but they have exactly the same size, 1.5-inch screen. And I'm also going to bring in the OnePlus Watch 2 for a quick side-by-side. So the OnePlus Watch 2 is 47mm in diameter versus 46.6mm, 12.1mm in thickness versus 11.75mm in thickness, 79.4 grams with the straps on versus 81 grams. So that means the OnePlus Watch 3 is very slightly smaller, a tad thinner, but weighs a few grams more. Smaller dimensions, but bigger screen, 1.5-inch versus 1.43-inch. The Watch 3 has titanium frame and timestamps, and the Watch 2 doesn't. Scrollable wheel, no scrollable wheel. The watch body otherwise looks quite similar, and the straps look exactly the same. Now let's talk performance. One of the things I love about the OnePlus Watch 2 was the dual operating system with separate chipsets to run them both. The same applies to the OnePlus Watch 3. So in full smart mode, you get WearOS by Google, which is powered by the Snapdragon W5 chipset with 2 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of internal storage. So same specifications as the Watch 2. So by default, when you power on, you will be in WearOS mode, which is the full smart mode with all of your apps, Play Store, Google Maps, etc. But there is also another mode called Power Save mode. If you swipe down and tap on this icon here, smart mode is in use, but you can tap Power Save mode and it gives you an explanation. So when we switch that on, you are now in Power Save mode, and there you go. Snapdragon processor is now switched off. So you can see the watch face from the smart mode is still there. If you swipe, you've still got literally all the health apps, all the health functions, the workouts. You've got your clock, calendar, everything else is there. And even Bluetooth calls still works in this mode. And we are using a second processor. It's called the BES2800 MCU. This is actually upgraded from last year's BES2700 chip. So the second processor is an ultra low powered but high performance SoC. Now when the second SoC is active, the watch boots up this second basic OS, which looks exactly the same as WearOS. So it's hard to tell the difference. If I click on apps, all the health apps, the phones, the timers, weather, workouts, wrist temperature, stopwatch, everything is there. The only thing that's not there are the third-party apps. So, WhatsApp, YouTube Music, Google Maps, Google Play Store, all of those apps are not available in this mode. But apart from that, all the health functions are there. You've got a fully functional health tracking fitness watch that can last you 16 days now in this mode. Another thing you don't get in this low powered mode is always on display. You still get your notifications and you can even take your Bluetooth calls in this mode. Beautiful way of doing things. I'm absolutely a fan of this. There is no other smartwatch out there that has been able to pull this off. I've only seen it done in OnePlus and they've done a very good job. The power save mode in the Watch 2 was 12 days. So they've improved that to 16 days, guys. Notifications will be read-only, so you can't reply to them. Now, the OnePlus Watch 3 features an upgraded version of Bluetooth 5.2. The Watch 2 had Bluetooth 5.0. And just to confirm, the OnePlus Watch 3 is actually running WearOS version 5, whereas the OnePlus Watch 2 is still on WearOS version 4. The watch also features multi-satellite GPS built-in, along with 5 GHz Wi-Fi, and supports NFC payments via Google Pay. Now, coming to the battery life, this is one of the highlights of this watch. You have a 631 mAh battery, which is definitely an upgrade from last year's 500 mAh battery. And you won't need to reach out for that charger for a full 5 days. So that's the Monday to Friday working week covered. A 10-minute quick charge will give you another full day battery life. Let's talk about sleep tracking. Watch 2 was already very good, and the Watch 3 has taken it to the next level. So the sleep tracking is very accurate. I did wear 2 devices to compare. So you can see I went to sleep yesterday 10:36 and I woke up 8:37. But there were 2 sleep events because I actually woke up middle of the night, and you can see that big gap there. So let me show you. So it's giving me a sleep score. There are 2 sessions. So the first session, 10:36 to 3:57. I woke up, I got 5 hours, 14 minutes sleep. I woke up and actually started editing. I was doing some work, and then I went back to sleep at 7 a.m. and then I woke up at 8:37. So the total sleep, 6 hours, 46 minutes. So it can record multiple sleep events, not just at night, even daytime naps. Now, if you swipe left, you got some new features. Giving me a warning here, risk level high. You experience shortness of breath repeatedly during sleep. Please consult a medical professional if you experience sleep apnea or feelings of suffocation during sleep. If we keep going, you can see my breaths per minute, heart rate range, sleep benchmark heart rate, and all of this info can be viewed in more detail on the phone app. And if you swipe again, then you can adjust your sleep settings. And I'll quickly show you the sleep settings. So you've got breathing problems, which I have activated, and it gives you a description of what that feature is about. If we swipe back, you've got respiratory rate. Again, I've got that switched on and it tells you what it does. If we go down, REM sleep, again, I've got that on. I've got all the health features on, especially for sleep. And then under sleep mode, you can choose to activate sleep mode, and then you've got automatic sleep mode. You enter sleep mode when you fall asleep wearing your watch. I like that it does it automatically, and this way it actually saves battery as well, because when it goes into sleep mode, it basically goes into like a hibernation mode, and it will monitor all of your sleep activities and the sleep features without consuming too much battery. You can also follow a schedule if you like. You can set that up. I leave it on auto. I think that works best. So very advanced sleep features, more advanced than what Samsung has done, definitely more advanced than what Apple Watch has ever done. So very happy with the sleep tracking, nicely laid out, easy to understand, probably the best you can get in a smartwatch. All right, now it's time for the Bluetooth call test. So this watch supports Bluetooth calls. You can make and receive calls directly on the watch using the watch's built-in microphone. So let's do a quick call quality test.
So this is a call quality test. I am talking into my phone and you should be hearing my voice loud and clear on this smartwatch. So call quality test 1 2 3 4, call quality test 1 2 3 4.
It's time to check out the watch faces. The watch is jam-packed with lots of great customizable watch faces built in. To change, all you do is keep the center press for 2 seconds. You will feel some haptics, and then you can swipe left or right to choose a different watch face, or you can even scroll through them using the crown button. Now you'll notice under the watch faces you will see an edit button. There's a pen button to edit. So you can basically edit all the complications. Let me show you the first one. So this is the default watch face. So you can change the indexes to suit. If we swipe left, you can change the color. There's lots to choose from there. Swipe again, and now you've got your complications. Now this is the default watch face. It's the watch face you see on the front cover of the box. And I think it's a really nice new watch face. There's 8 complications you can customize right now. So to customize, you just tap and you select whatever you want as the complication. So you can choose whatever you want. Imagine you wanted a stopwatch at the top. You can have a stopwatch at the top. So I'm just going to come out of it now and just show you. That's the change I just made. Let me just show you what I've already selected. Calories, battery life, heart rate. We've got step counter. Then in the middle, I decided to choose my favorite apps. I got YouTube Music, I got WhatsApp Messenger on the right. I got my shortcut to my treadmills, and right at the top, we now have a stopwatch. So highly customizable watch faces. And there are so many to choose from and so many different colors and combinations that you can create yourself. Furthermore, the smartphone app also gives you access to the watch faces, and look how quickly you can change between them. So literally instantly change between the watch faces. I'm using the OnePlus Watch 3 with my S25 Ultra, and everything works as it should. And you can also customize the watch faces on your phone if you find it easier. And from the smartphone app, you can also download more watch faces. You'll be able to download so many watch faces. But they are in categories and there is a lot to choose from. So the digital capsule, let's try this one. It's 14 megabytes. So we're downloading this one for the first time. Let's hit apply and let's see how long it takes. So I had to speed this part up considerably because I didn't want to bore you guys out for a good 1 minute 40 seconds, because that's how long it took to download and transfer a 14 megabyte watch face, which I think is quite long. Alright, this one is 2 megabytes. Let's try this one out. That's the smallest size I could find. So this time it was more bearable to transfer a 2 megabyte watch face. It took around 32 seconds, which is not bad. Yeah, so that was definitely a lot quicker. And then you can go into the app market, you can go into the Play Store, and then you can download even more watch faces, thousands and thousands of paid and free watch faces. So that's the beauty of WearOS. Okay, so now I'm just going to share some of the default watch faces that you get with this smartwatch. Now let's go through the watch features. If you swipe up from the bottom, you will see your notifications for your emails, your messages, your missed calls, WhatsApp messages, etc. All your notifications will come up here. And full smart mode, you can actually reply to the messages directly from the watch. And here is a quick example. Reply. There's a social media post there. I can reply with emoji, voice, or even type. So if I want to type, there's a full QWERTY keyboard that's come up, and you do have autocorrect and all of that if you type wrong. But the keyboard is really good and the haptics are really good as well. So it feels good to type on. So yeah, you can reply to mostly all notifications, including emails and social media posts. If you swipe down from the top, you've got your quick toggles for brightness, find my phone, aeroplane mode, battery saver mode, pairing to earbuds, and lots more. And it's really easy to pair the watch to your earbuds. You just tap, and I've got the Nothing Air 2 already paired up. So it means you don't take your phone out of your pocket. You can open up YouTube Music and you can start listening to your favorite music directly to your earbuds. And YouTube Music actually lets you download your favorite tracks to your watch, so then you don't even need the internet to play back music. Now if you swipe to the left or the right, you will get your health tiles. Starting off with your health at a glance, it shows you your heart rate, step counter, calories, etc. And if you tap on it, it'll give you more detailed information about all of your health metrics. And if we keep going, you've got your sleep tracking, you've got heart rate, you've got your wellness, your mood, etc. If we keep going, you've got your workouts, and there are a lot of workouts to choose from. If you keep going, we've got calendar, you've got world clock, local weather, we've got voice messages. So I've set a tile here called voice messages, so I can just tap on a contact and immediately record a message. I actually did not want to do that. I think it's a nice, quick, easy way to send voice messages to your loved ones. Then we've got our battery level, and it tells you one power intensive function. You can go into it and find out what that power intensive function is, and you can switch it on or off as required. If we press the crown button down, you will get all your apps. So let me quickly go through them with you. We've got 60-second health check-in, alarm, assistant, that's Google Assistant, barometer, battery, calendar, compass, contacts, daily activity, flashlight, Google Wallet, heart rate, Google Maps, media controls, messages, mind and body, Mobvoi treadmill, phone, Google Play Store, relax, settings, short video control, sleep, SpO2, Spotify, stopwatch timer, vascular health, weather, WhatsApp, workouts, world clock, wrist temperature, and YouTube Music. You've got a lot of apps there, and then you have the Play Store to download even more. And if you press the bottom button, it takes you to workouts. Both buttons can be customized to open any app you like. Alright, so it's time to test out some of these features. The first one I want to test is the 60-second health check-in. So you're just keeping your thumb over the bottom button. You can see it's doing ECG and PPG at the same time. Okay, so here is my health check-in results. It's saying abnormal. There's 2 health risks assessed and 6 health indicators checked. Needs attention, arterial stiffness and breathing problems. Your blood vessels are hard, indicating a risk of cardiovascular disease. Consider making lifestyle changes to avoid increased risk. You experience shortness of breath over 30 times per hour if you have symptoms such as headaches, dry mouth, daytime fatigue or drowsiness. After getting up, seek medical attention immediately. Your blood vessels are hard. Consider making lifestyle changes to improve your vascular age. Heart rate, 76 beats per minute. An ideal is between 50 and 100. SpO2 99, so that's within the ideal. Mind and body is moderate. And sleep, I got a score of 74 and a small description. And that is the 60-second health check-in. Yeah, the things that came up there I do know about, so it's no surprise. So it just shows me how accurate this thing is. Even though at the end it says this is not a medical device, it is pretty accurate, guys. Alright, now it's time to test the accuracy. This is a Braun oximeter. You wear it on your finger and it will show you SpO2 and heart rate at the same time, and it's medical grade accuracy. So you can see my SpO2 is 99% and the heart rate's around 77. So first of all, let's test out the heart rate. So if I get the heart rate app open, 77 on that side, 72 on this side, 76 versus 75, 75 versus 76, 74 versus 74, neck and neck, 71 versus 73. So it looks like the heart rate sensor in the OnePlus Watch is pretty accurate. It is keeping up with the Braun oximeter quite well. Now let's test the blood oxygen. Braun oximeter is giving us 98 and we're waiting for the results on the watch. So the watch is also giving us 98%. 98 versus 98. So Spot on. Right, now let's quickly go over the smartphone app. When you first open the app, it will sync to the watch, all the data to and from. You'll see your health at a glance, daily activities, the 60-second health check. You can read the report and it's quite detailed. So really good health features laid out very nicely and user-friendly. And then you got health section where it will assess your health insights and tell you what to work on. You've got a fitness section where you can actually initiate workouts, etc. Device section is all about the watch. So OnePlus Watch 3 Smart Mode is the current mode we're in. 62% battery. These are the currently installed watch faces. The tiles can be customized. So when you swipe left or right on the watch, you get tiles. They can be customized on the watch by just keeping the center press, and then you can rearrange things and you can remove, delete, and add things. You can do it even easier on this. You've got notifications, so you can customize app and phone notifications how you want. You can manage individual apps as well. Now this is your workout and health section, which is quite important. So let me show you what this can do. For safety, fall detection. I've got it switched off, but you can switch it on quite easily and you can have fall detection active if you need it. All right, heart rate monitoring is set on smart by default. I've left it on that, but you can have it in real time, which would consume more battery. Smart is the best option to keep it on. Resting heart rate alerts can be set from low and high and you can adjust the rates. SpO2 tracking. So I have it active, it's off by default. So it will mainly track your SpO2 when you're resting. You can set alerts as well, alerts for low SpO2. The sleep features, most of them are off by default. I had to switch each one on. Assess breathing problems, I had to switch on, and it gives you a description there. Respiratory rate tracking, I switched on. REM sleep monitoring, I had to switch on. Sleep mode, as I showed you on the phone, I've got it set to auto sleep mode. Additional settings, you can set sleep goals, you can have bedtime reminders, and in case you're listening to music, if it detects you're sleeping, it can automatically pause the music while you're sleeping. So auto workout detection is on by default. 2 workouts are also active by default, running and walking. These are the 4 that it will automatically work out. There are no others. So when you stop working out, it can automatically pause the workout. That feature's on by default. These 2 features are also on by default, voice announcement and double tap to announce. And I must say that the smartphone app is laid out very nicely, very user-friendly and informative, and there's a lot of features there for you to play around with and tweak. Okay, so that brings us to our top smartwatch chart for 2025, showing you the latest smartwatches and seeing how they compare with each other. So all watches have been ranked by overall build quality and also features on offer. So based on that, the new OnePlus Watch 3 takes position 1 on this chart as the new king of smartwatches. The Watch 3 has absolutely ticked every single box, making this the best WearOS smartwatch that money can buy right now. Now, you can view the full versions of all my charts online at chixtech.com and read them at your leisure and completely free of charge. So there you have it, guys. That was the new OnePlus Watch 3, and here are my thoughts. Now, it's actually quite amazing that nearly all my negative points in my OnePlus Watch 2 review were addressed in this new OnePlus Watch 3. I said the OnePlus Watch 2 has no fall detection. It has no ECG. It has a crown button, but it's not scrollable. Watch face transfers were slow, and there were no LTE options, and also no widgets available for the SpO2 feature. The Watch 3 fixes nearly all my negative points. So it gives us fall detection. It gives us ECG, but the ECG feature will not work in the US. They have disabled it for our American friends. The crown button is indeed scrollable, and the haptics that come with it is amazing. The overall performance navigating the menus seems more fluid. That's probably got to do with WearOS version 5, and also power save mode feels like it's a bit more faster and more powerful thanks to the new power save chipset. Few points that they did not address was, number 1, the size. I said the Watch 2 was too beefy. Yeah, they made the dimensions slightly smaller, they made the watch slightly slimmer, and they gave us a bigger screen. So can't really complain, but still my wrist is 7 inches in circumference, and I do find after prolonged use, the watch is slightly too big for my wrist. So after a few weeks, I do start feeling it. So if you have a wrist circumference of less than 7 inches, this watch might look too big for your wrist, and you may eventually feel the weight and size. Also, there is still no LTE option. And unfortunately, there is still no widget available for the SpO2 feature. So if you want to use the SpO2 feature, you need to go within the apps and open it manually, or you can set a shortcut if you've got the appropriate watch face. I don't usually like to wear big smartwatches for the long term, but I heard OnePlus will launch a smaller size of this watch soon. And if that's true, I'm literally ready to buy it. That's all for this video. I hope you guys found it useful. Meanwhile, if you want to see more of my latest and greatest unbiased tech reviews, hit the like button, sub to the channel, and hit the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.